Jai Ma Kamakhya, Jai Bhairab Baba, Jai Matara. Today, in the beginning of this new year, January 2026, I decided to start with making a video on a topic regarding which there have been many emails that have come to the mail ID from people asking for guidance and a way forward. So this comes in the backdrop of a trip that I recently concluded, where I had gone to South and visited some of the famous temples of Bhagwan Kartikeya, Skanda, who is extremely popular in the state of Tamil Nadu and also in multiple other southern states. I had been introduced to Skanda Kartikeya Upasana at least for 2-3 years now, right at the time when the Kamakhya corridor case started. And as the sadhana deepened, I had multiple experiences of the deity, and it was perhaps one of the most powerful, one of the most important, and I would say one of the most useful upasanas that I've ever done, and I still continue to do, and I hope that I can continue till the very last day of my life. Because many of us in the north are not aware of the importance, the benefits, the significance, the power that comes from Upasana of Bhagavan Kartikeya. So historically, you will see that Skanda or Kartikeya was extremely popular even in north, at least till perhaps the 8th, 9th century, after which there was a decline in his Upasana for multiple reasons. There are archaeological evidences of Kartikeya being, of Vigrahas of Kartikeya from as far as, places like Afghanistan to Bengal. In Bengal, even today, there are some pockets where Kartikeya Upasana happens, but not in the same level or with the same kind of grandeur that perhaps used to be there in the North India or that is present in South today. Speaking of Kartikeya, he is one of the most ancient devatas that we have. His reference comes from the Vedas. His Upasana Paddhatis are mentioned. His emergence, the story of his birth of Kartikeya, in fact, is the popular theme on which there are many plays, poetries, classical literature have been um, composed. And we also have references of Kartikeya's manifestation in the Mahabharata, one of the classics. So all in all, his Upasana is extremely well known to the Vedic rishis, to the ancient Indians, and till at least perhaps the 9th century throughout the landmass of India. He's the son of Shiva and Parvati that we all know. But the uniqueness of Kartikeya is that he has the Purusha Tatva in him to the extreme amount, which is why he is also the general of the gods. He is the Brihat Parasara text on Jyotisha refers to Kartikeya as the deity who can control Mars, which is absolutely true. His Upasana, anybody who does Upasana of Kartikeya, and there are, when I say Upasana, there are of course various shades to this word. There are kramas of mantra, and there are various kinds of paddhatis, etc. But even with devotion, when somebody approaches Kartikeya, it brings in a sense of discipline, commitment, and clarity. These are the first basic principles that happen. Uh, Even a fraction of his blessings to a person fills your mind and body with an absolute energy, a strong amount of discipline, ability to complete tasks that you take up, uh, a sense of fearlessness. And apart from that, there are multiple nimittas and blessings that can come to an upasaka, whoever engages in his sadhana. So Kartikeya Upasana, as I have mentioned earlier as well, especially with respect to the birth of his story, where he is formed from the Urja of Lord Shiva, and then we see that Agni, even fire, could not hold that power, and then he's put into the river Ganges, and finally there is a forest of reeds, Saravana, wild kind of growths and reeds, and where he grows up. And then there are the 6 Kritika, extremely fierce goddesses, who bring him up together until finally he merges into one deity with 6 heads. So this 6 number becomes extremely crucial in Kartikeya Upasana. 6 is also the number by which in Jyotisha we represent things like enemies, Rogreen, Shatru, these kind of things, enemies, diseases, Shatrus. So he being the commander of the gods. So the first thing that Skanda is, Kartikeya, is that he is the leader of the gods. In when there's a battle with the Asuric forces, he comes forward, he takes charge of the army, and he goes ahead and emerges victorious after defeating innumerable asuras. There are texts that describe the power of his Ayudhas, the power of his mantras, etc. All in all, Kartikeya Upasana, uh, in the context, larger context of the Bhairava sadhana that I've mentioned, Kartikeya is also one of the deities whose Upasana is slowly going to pick up uh, among people, I hope, in the north. One day again, it comes back to the state where it used to be earlier, and you will see the extreme amount of benefits that can come to a person who engages in Kartika Upasana, specifically whether it's related to Sarpa doshas, various kinds of protection from things. He's the chief of the army, so when he decides to protect, then there's absolutely nothing, no amount of negativities that can touch an individual, and it brings extreme mental clarity to the person, a determination, a strength to go ahead. So the simplest way in which one can do Kartikeya Upasana is to first have a small veil. Veil is his Ayudha. So again, there are different places where different kinds of weapons are associated. The most common one in south that we associate with Kartikeya, with Skanda or Murugan, is the veil. In places like eastern India, Kartikeya is shown with a bow and arrow. The commonality between the two Ayudhas is that both of them are weapons that are like projectiles that are thrown from a distance, which also indicates the essence of speed, of functioning very quickly. When his blessing comes, it comes very fast. He can get things done even before the trouble actually reaches the Upasaka, if his blessings is there. So first the easiest way to worship him without going too deep into his mantra krama and all that, which will require certain kinds of additional practices and guidances from seniors and experts. But something that everybody can do is to have a small veil made of ebony wood, also known as karungali, which is black in color. Not too large, because the larger you keep, the more amount of energy and prana you will have to invest into maintaining the upasana, maintaining the energy level of the veil. So the veil, the Ayudha of Kartikeya, is considered to be equivalent to Kartikeya almost. Having him in your puja space is almost like having the Vigraha of Kartikeya. So keep a small veil, not too large, but something that fits in the palm of your hands, uh, made of ebony wood, Karungali. You can find it online these days. On a Shukla Paksha Shashti Tithi is the best day to start his sadhana, or on any Tuesday of Shukla Paksha. Keep the veil, decorate it with some ashtagandha, kumkum, chandan, etc. Put some flowers. If you can make a mala on the veil, that's even beautiful. Put a diya, put some agarbatti and some naivedyam. Basic first before you start. Okay, and then with any rudraksha mala, you can chant one mala of Om Saravanavabhaya Namah. Simplest mantra, which is extremely popular across South India. Pretty much every second person would be knowing this. But this is the base starting level mantra of Kartikeya, and the Omkara has to be added to this mantra, because normally it is considered that Kartikeya, in its highest manifestation, when he truly chooses to pull an Upasaka into the deepest conditions, then the energy that comes out is that of the absolute Omkara, the sound of Om, which is like the mantra which is beyond all mantras. He can take you to that state. So he is the Putra of Shiva and Shakti, which means he has the Shiva Tattva in him, his whole body, his mind, his whole, the deity is Shiva. Shiva Tattva, essence of Shiva Tattva, and the veil is Shakti. Together, when he holds the veil together, he becomes extremely powerful and capable of controlling and manifesting and stopping negatives or whatever needs to be done. Then he becomes the commander of the army. When he is without the veil in his meditative state, then he becomes a guru even to Lord Shiva. There are stories where he teaches the pranava to Shiva. So that is the beauty and the strength and the power and the grandeur of a deity like Kartikeya. So have a small veil. uh, After decorating the veil appropriately, because aesthetics is extremely important Kartikeya Upasana, you have to spend some time in decorating the veil to the best of your capacity. You can put some ashtagandha, you can put some chandan, you can put some kumkum, and finally some vibhuti, fresh vibhuti. Put some flowers, put a diya, you can put a ghee diya or a oil diya either of them, whatever is convenient. Put some naivedyam, whatever you can, and agarbatti, and after that chant one mala of Om Saravana Bhavaya Namah, one mala. If you're starting for the first time, do it just one mala per day, not more than that. Along with it, you can also read the Ashtottara Nama. Those who have been participating in the Vishesh sadhanas that we get done, conduct on Shashti Tithis, and are comfortable with the Ashtottara Nama, can also add the Ashtottara Nama along with this mantra. So like this, carry on initially for a few months unbroken. That is how you build a stronger contact with the deity. But remember, he can be very strict. So Kartikeya Upasana, when you set for this sadhana, you have to maintain certain degree of purity and cleanliness, both externally and internally. uh, Number one. Number two, for women, you have to avoid the sadhana during your periods. And number three, once you have been doing this sadhana for at least a period of 3 to 4 months, then you may decide to do something a little bit more advanced. At least 3 months of first mantra japa, or just one mala, not more than that. And then you increase the sadhana to something a little bit more advanced. For example, you can start doing Abhishekam of the veil, which means just like you do Abhishekam of deities, but here you do not use any kind of wet ingredients, no milk, curd, or anything of that sort, because the veil is made of wood. So you do Abhishekam first with akshat, unbroken rice, unboiled unbroken rice, mixed with kumkum and some haldi. And then as you chant the Ashtottara Nama, or you can chant one mala of this mantra, and as you chant the mantra, you put on the veil like this. And once you are done, after the Abhishekam is done, the ingredients can be collected and kept in the puja space, or you can put it in a piece of paper and you can carry it along with you. It will bring some blessings. That's the easy way to do Abhishekam. You can also do Abhishekam with fresh vibhuti on the veil. That is also a very good Abhishekam to do. So once you start doing Abhishekam, the energy will increase even more. But do not do it too intensely. It is important to do this a little bit more slowly. And remember that he is a general of the god, so he is very strict, he's very disciplinarian in his nature. Once his energy comes in, you will see that the focus, concentration, everything goes peak. So you have to maintain that similar amount of seriousness when you're doing Kartikeya Upasana. Certain degree of cleanliness, seriousness, this is also important. So start off small, but if you keep doing this regularly, you will see a change and shift in your mindset, in your energy, and a removal of various obstacles and difficulties that may face an upasaka in his ordinary life. He also removes doshas related to Mars very quickly, doshas related to sarpas very quickly. If you see his iconography in any temple of Kartikeya, you'd often see him sitting on a mayura, a peacock, and on the beak of the peacock there will be a snake, and a snake in his talons on the feet of the peacock. So in this way he controls sarpas. By controlling sarpas, he controls negative tendencies of people. For example, jealousy, somebody saying some kind of negative thing, or some kind of abhichara, this, that, etc. Many things he is able to control very quickly by the help of that peacock. The peacock is a symbol of Kartikeya. Eventually, later, once you start doing Abhishekam, you may do Abhishekam at least once a week, maybe on a Tuesday or a Sunday. And as you keep doing again for 3 to 4 months for Abhishekam, you will automatically get into an energy which links to that of Kartikeya, and it will be a very beautiful and powerful experience if you carry on the sadhana properly. His blessing gets things done very quickly in this age where we are besought with all sorts of difficulties in every sphere. He is extremely good in protecting an individual from any kind of enemies, shatrus, not just shatrus, but any kind of obstacles that comes with respect to, a stronger force that is trying to attack you. Once Kartikeya's blessings, Skanda's blessings comes in individual, there's nothing, nobody can cause even the slightest dent to that energy field that gets created around the Upasaka by the blessings of Skanda. And it comes very easily when the Veil Upasana is done. But again, remember that he is extremely strict, he is extremely disciplinarian at deity, which means that when you approach him, it is best. Another thing is that to start the sadhana during daytime, don't do it at night. Start off in a disciplined manner. Start off, take a bath, clean clothes, clean dress, sit down, and do a little bit of it. And consistency and discipline play a great role in bringing blessings of Kartika into one's life. And once you have that blessings, you will see that it is an absolutely miraculously powerful sadhana. He is a deity whose blessings can change innumerable things. Do not for even a moment think that he belongs exclusively to one part of India. There is no deity who belongs to anybody except the whole of the Hindu Dharma, and anybody who believes in Dharma, all deities are for them. It's up to you if you want to do that sadhana or not. But if you do it, you will not regret it. That much I can tell. So this is the first stage of Kartikeya sadhana. I hope it benefits the people who have mailed asking for something. And once again, in the recent trip I did to South India, a couple of 3-4 temples of Kartikeya specifically, with certain pujas, annadanam, and meditations, homas, certain offerings that were made, veils were given to him. So it was a blissful experience. I mean, I cannot even describe how powerful, how alive the energy of the deity is, especially in temples like Tiruchendur or Palani, or especially these two of my favorite temples. Others are also equally good. Sometimes there may be a roadside, very small shrine of Kartikeya in some place in Tamil Nadu as we are passing by, and that may contain a tremendous amount of energy as well. So his Upasana is something that you will not regret if you do it. With that, I'll end the video here. Hope it's helpful. Later, I will do another video on Kartikeya Upasana, which mentions certain elongated periods of sadhana with certain kinds of more restrictions and disciplines. If somebody is interested in uh, engaging more deeper with the uh, with the Shakti and the Anugraha and the blessings that comes when Kartikeya is worshipped. Jai Ma Kamakya, Jai Matara, Jai Bhairava Baba.